You try, if it's making. Okay. Can you access? Is it?
I can tell the link.
Yeah, but can you see the screen now?
Let me check.
Oh, right. Oh, it's not.
On YouTube. Want to give me a hug?
No, I'll check.
I want to see this live stream. I want to see if it's true. Is it
So somehow you click on the links and ends up out.
Yeah, I know. Insights.
Yeah.
But iPhone is that. Where?
Friday discussion. The one in the Friday discussion.
Oh, yes. Sound will be much better. We love your sound.
No, I want this.
Oh, we can start as you wish.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We are already late, so we should just start straight away. Yes, inshallah, we are going to study the Ayatul Kursi, but of course, Ayatul Kursi is known as the verse of the Quran which defines God, how to understand it. But I want to make for disclaimer that we are not going to, I'm not intending to study about the proof of God, that God exists. But my intention is only what belief in God brings into our life. So it secondarily requires which kind of concept of God we have, so that accordingly it will have an effect on us, on our life. Why is it very important? That's my personal feeling, that the most important problem of this age is to have some effects of the secular worldview, secular or civilization on our life. I see that most important of this effect is not that we are immersed in worldly affairs or we just ignore our religious duties and not perform our ritualistic worship. But the most important effect of this problem is, first, I can summarize it, it's my personal feeling. One is loneliness. The other one is meaning of life. We don't know when we are living. This is the products of this civilization, secular civilization. They have to, or the secular civilization itself offers only an understanding of life to us that cannot really support us as human beings, so we feel lonely. As a consequence of this loneliness, we need socialization in order to share our loneliness. Why I see it in this way, rather than what is commonly known that, look, we are ignoring the hereafter and we are going to be really taken into account by our Creator. And this world is a transient world, so we have to bear in mind that it will follow by an eternal life afterwards. I don't see this the real cause of the problem of this age, which also influence on those people who sincerely believe in God. But this God is not present in their life. Why? Because their understanding of God lacks something. The main problem, I can summarize so far, first is loneliness, feeling lonely. As a consequence of this, needing socialization. I can understand this for a person who doesn't have the concept of God in his life. And as a result of this, although God is sure, God really sure exists. I'm sure there is a Creator. So I can ask you something. Who for the structure of the interaction, dialogue, please, we are already late, 20 minutes, so I don't know what's the dead. So we will extend 20 minutes. Oh, that's granted. Thank you. 20 minutes to, how long? to 20 minutes edit to 2 hours or what? Or hour and a half. And then question and answer, and answer.
In total, it's 1 hour and a half.
Or in total?
Yes.
Oh, okay, we will watch out. Of course, we have to obey the rule of the administrators. So as a consequence, we have to obey the rule of the administrator of the universe. So that's the practical side of it here. Please be concise. I will ask questions, but I don't want to hear a lecture. So it's my presentation, if you like. If you like, you can have another presentation. Ask the organizers, they give you a section for you. The next retreat, inshallah. But please try to be as concise as possible. If you have longer comments, you are really dying for the opportunity to present your idea, not more than 5 minutes, then leave it for Q&A session. But for example, I'll ask the first question now. Who has been living in the house that he was born in until now, among you? We have been living in the house with my parents There's no one? Somebody. Okay, thank you. And another one? No one. Okay. Who has been living in the house that he is living now for about 10 years? That's a very mobile society, isn't it? So we just keep moving. Okay, 5 years, let's reduce the price. No, okay, 5 years, you. Okay? Okay. As far as I know, your name is Omar. Okay. Omar, you have been living in there at least 5 years in the house. Okay. Very, very simple question again. When you think about the existence of the house, do you really believe that it has a builder? But we don't hear you. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Be brave. I think your voice is not haram. So, yes. Okay. For 5 years, how many times the builder of the building you have been living in it came to your mind? Be honest. Say it.
Once or twice.
Sorry?
Once or twice.
Once or twice.
Did you connect yourself to him, to the builder, saying that, but not physically? No. So, really, I should be thankful for the builder who made the door working perfectly for me.
When I remembered him, I was mostly complaining.
To complain that he didn't do this one well.
Yes.
But very human. And I really appreciate your honest answer. It's very human. We are complaining. We are unsatisfied with the place that we live in. That's perfect, right? No, don't forget this. Don't forget this point, that this friend, it could have been me and you, yourself, then, living in a house. And you really, do you have any doubt that your house has a builder? Any doubt, logical doubt?
No.
Oh, no. You have a strong belief, very strong belief, unshakable, that your house has a builder. It didn't happen by itself. But a very strong believer, mashallah. May Allah protect you from the effect of satanic inspirations that this house, you may think one day, this house, no, it doesn't have a builder, no. So you have a very strong believer in the builder of the house. Very excellent. So another question to me. Who would like to have a dialogue with me, brave enough? So an old man. So I will ask a question. You will honestly answer to me. You? Okay. I don't know your name, but do you mind using your name?
I don't know.
No. So you're Karim, did you say?
Yes.
Karim. Karim, the first time we met each other in a cafe.
Okay.
Although it is not my habit to go to cafe, but yeah, let's accept it as it is. So, as a scenario, I said, "Oh, my name is Ali," and we shake hands. You said your name is Karim, okay? And so I started saying that, this Andrew, I met him yesterday, Andrew, and he told me that he is going to, I don't know, have his lunch somewhere else, and he said that he can offer the lunch for me as well. Andrew, what will your first reaction to me? Excuse me. What will you say?
I would say Andrew is a generous person for offering to eat with you.
Then who is this Andrew? I don't know generous. I didn't say anything.
You said you have Andrew who offered that you were going to eat.
Okay, so, no, I'm talking about Andrew. What would you say to me?
I would say, who is Andrew? Is he a friend?
Excellent. Thank you very much. So, my keep if I keep saying Andrew, 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 you will say, excuse me, well, I know you are an old guy, you know, but are you noticing that I have no idea who Andrew is? Name, I think this is very important, doesn't mean anything. Pronouns doesn't mean anything. Titles, pronouns, not titles, sorry, doesn't mean anything. Keep saying Andrew, Andrew, Andrew. What does it mean? Okay. When the name, the pronoun Andrew means something to me, when I remember him with his qualities, which kind of titles he has. I mean, it's a little bit technical, but I think you are familiar with it, which kind of attributes he has. So Andrew will be present in me, in my life, with his qualities, not with his pronoun, name. Oh, why am I talking about this kind of things? Now, I don't think any of you here have any doubt, going back to the first example that we had with Umar. Can't deny that the universe is a creator, as a builder, as an owner. Must have. Is there anyone who says the universe is an owner and a creator, a builder? No, I don't think so. Like my house, as a builder, universe is a builder. But it is not these friends, I don't want to repeat the names, you know, as if our friend's mistake that he never remembered him because the builder of the house was not present in his daily life while he is in the house, using the house. So only this person, this friend remembers him when there is something not going well or not perfect. So complaining that this builder did not think of it really, he wasn't a good architect or he wasn't a good mason, whatever, to the side of the houses. That means this friend wasn't living in the presence of the builder of the house, although he never denied him. But the builder never came to his life. So he wasn't together with the builder while he was using his property, his building. So this is a very source, very essence of the source of feeling lonely. We may be living in the universe without having no doubt whatsoever that the universe is a creator, the owner, the builder. No doubt. I'm really sure that it is a creator. But this very strong belief has no effect in my life. Well, we may just remember that, yes, I believe in the Creator, but I don't feel in His presence. so that I feel lonely. So loneliness needs to be shared. It means I have to be in touch with someone else, something else, so that I will be not really under the effect of this loneliness, and the result of this is just living a stressful life. So the first problem, if we understand the first problem, why we are having this, the second problem, we should understand that by mentioning the pronoun of the owner of the universe, then we cannot really be in his presence if we are continuously communicating with him while we are using his property. Continuously communicating with him. I'm using this word deliberately, remembering him in my momentary life so that I am with him. I'm not lonely. If we don't have this understanding, it is inevitable not to suffer from loneliness. Although I may mention the name, but mentioning the name may not give meaning to my daily life. What is the solution? That is the problem. If it is the problem, although it is the problem for me now, but I need the solution. The solution says you have to have a proper understanding of this person, what we said, Andrew, in the example. What is the relationship between me and Andrew? Well, so why I keep repeating this name? So that it must have an effect on me. And in which sense the effect encompasses my whole life. So that's why I said this session I wanted to, if you like, from my perspective, useful, but you may see that this guy really wasted our hour and a half time. Although we will study sorry, this one. Sorry. Okay, this one. The Creator himself, if you like, use the name Andrew here, the Creator itself introduces himself. Look, I am going to define myself to you so that you will understand who I am as the builder of this universe, so that you can communicate with me accordingly and don't feel lonely. I am always with you because you are within my property. You are a part of my property. So this one says, Allahu, we can use it. I don't know how to use this PowerPoint presentation with Allahu equals to La ilaha. What? I think the speaker here is confusing. Why? Because he says Allah, and then he says La ilaha, or denies. Or it is strange that God presents himself as the owner of the universe. You can call, as Karim said, Andrew. Who is this Andrew? Huh? We want to learn who is this Andrew. So you can say, Andrew is La ilaha. Oh, there's no deity. Yeah. Illa, except who? Who is who? What? La ilaha illa, who? Who is who? Why is it strange? Why don't you say la ilaha illa ana, la ilaha illa Allah? It's Allah, me. No, it says who? That's why I want to go further here. Oh, this one. Oh, we know that where in the scripture of the Quran, this Quranic scripture, we are talking about the Quranic scripture. Oh, no, not this one. Okay. This is even more stranger, man. It's really mind confusing. He says, look, I'm going to tell you who I am. Who? Oh, I don't know who. Allah. Oh, I'm going to talk about Allah. It is who? It means we have to work on it. Alladhi, I will define it. Alladhi, that which, whatever. La ilaha, again, repeats the same thing. La ilaha. Yeah? Illa, yeah, who? Again, this unknown. Who? I'm talking about he, or it. It's Arabic, you can say it as well, for huwa. There is no deity other than him. Again, the translation, why this something is maybe a little bit, yeah. Well, no. So, is it just the opposite? Okay, you can move it. He is God. There is no deity other than him. Although the translation says he and ends with him, again, yeah. Oh, thank you. It's very, very good. You can say it is God. There is no deity other than it. What does it say here? This introduction. Oh, I'm cheating myself. No. It is a better example. It's this one. Huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illahu. It's a better example. Starts with an unknown, but defines it by mentioning the pronoun. It is, let's go back to our the very primitive example, Allah, Andrew. Alladhi la ilaha, there is no such thing, illa Andrew. That's on the Andrew. So we have to understand that what we encounter here in this world, whatever in the house that we are living, whatever we use, with the walls, the ceiling, the floor, and the windows, whatever you use, the water system or the lighting system, whatever you use, it says you cannot have it. It means they are not the source of anything, but only me. So you are not using the window now, but you are using my production. Oh, we feel comfortable somewhere. So I don't feel. So you are using my production. So I am with you through, for example, when you open the door, turn the knob or the handle, so it opens the door. If it is locked, unlocks it. You say, the owner of the house, not the doorknob or not the handle, is helping me to get through, but the one who put it there for my service to use, because I am using it, he says, here is my presentation to you. You are benefiting from my production. You are benefiting from my production. So, as a consequence of it, I am present in your life. That's my work to you. That's my offer to you. I am present to your life. Here it is. So, for example, let's say somebody offers you a plate of food with his own hand, his or her own hand, and said, here is, please have it. That's for you. What do? Do you look at the plate, or do you look at the one who presents it to you? Which one? Anybody? Answer? Sorry?
Who presented it to you?
Who presented it to you. So, that's excellent. Thank you. So, not the plate is present in your life, but through the plate, the presenter is present in your life. How are we going to bring the creator of the universe while we are using every single being in this world into our life, so that we will be presenter together? We are not alone. So if we don't have this concept, which secular civilizations or philosophies or understanding of the universe, secular understanding of life in this world, in this secular understanding, they are in the presence of the plate of the food. But if you have this definition, the negation, which is called technically negation, there is no deity other than the one who presents this house, this home, including everything in it, to you. So secular man is always with the plate because he doesn't think of the presenter. So has the meat plate and the food in it. As the food disappears, he is alone. Right or wrong? So for any question? So we are warming up. He is alone. So what he has to do now, while he is eating, he is busy. When the dinner or lunch or whatever, breakfast is over, he is lonely. He has to take his smartphone and start communicating or be in touch with others and socialize. Socialization, the need for socialization, it doesn't mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't speak anyone to any of your friends, etc. But even while you are communicating with your friend, with your parents, or I don't know, your children, whatever, even in this communication, you are using your knowledge, you are using your ability, you are using the property of the universe, which is presented to you by the owner of the universe. But of course, I don't think any of you think that in this room. Look, I'm not using the property of the owner of the universe. I am using the property of the I don't know, Google or Apple. So I paid my money and I got this, and then I am communicating with my friends now while I am feeling lonely. So we have to bear in mind that when we go into the details of understanding of who the owner of the universe, we can easily understand and comprehend that the iPhone is his gift to us. It is within the universe. We will study the verse here. I'll jump up and down, so. Now, I think as far as this one, Allahu la ilaha illahu, God is He, except whom there is no deity. It means, deity means, oh, who will define me what deity is? Deity, what do you understand from deity? Yes, please go ahead.
Worthy of worship.
Oh, excuse me, what's worship? What are you talking about? I don't
Or
understand
something
these
that's-
words.
I
Sorry?
think ilah, the word ilah, it's like something that has no end.
So,
something that's-
Ilah is Arabic, so we are talking about deity, yes.
A deity would be like something that I would worship if
Why do you worship? What do you mean by worship?
just because of who it is. Yeah,
Who
it
is
deserves my
he?
worship.
But we are talking about, I don't know your name, but we are talking about how do we define he. You are saying, I worship this he, but it is just circular reasoning, isn't it? So, I am confused there. So, I am talking, to understand who's he, you are saying, I am worshiping that he, him. Do you understand? But we are trying to understand what does he means here. Deity, again, let's try. Don't be frustrated, okay? That's how to start. Excellent, I thank you. So excellent, good start. Deity, what is deities? Or some people say there's no God with small g, so the other one is Allah with capital or uppercase G. Still, by making the uppercase G to the, how do you say, small g, you don't explain anything, do you? Yeah?
Is it meaningless because it's a noun or like a...
Deity?
Yeah.
This is a noun. Did you say noun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a noun. What is noun?
So it's meaningless.
Sorry?
So it's a meaningless word.
Meaningless word. But if we are using a word, this word is used in order to represent something in the existence. That's why we use the word. But we cannot make a word which doesn't exist in the word, so that the language is, when I say the door, I mean this. And there's a common agreement, they say, among human beings, that when I say door, I mean this one, and you understand that I meant that one, right? That's why the nouns must have some meaning. So we have to give some sort of definition for it that we should agree on it. So deity, yeah.
Source of existence or creator?
Deity, by definition, yeah, thank you, Kerry. By definition, a thing which cannot be the thing itself, but all the things seen in the world, this deity is the source of existence of that thing. It means the one who can give existence to something. So, of course, we are not really going to study materialist ideology or philosophy. Here, they say everything exists by itself, but logically, it is contradictory. We know that very simple logic. If something exists by itself, it must be the existence giver of its own self. So it means, what does it mean? I am the existence giver of my own self. So I have to exist before I existed, so that I will give existence to myself. So it is again logically inconsistent and also fallacy, illogical, because if I already exist, why should I need to give existence to myself? It doesn't explain existence at all. So source of existence, the origin of existence, who is the giver of existence, then existence to what? First, in general, if you think about it in the macro level, existence of the whole universe, if you think about it at the level, micro level, every single being at every moment. So, there is no deity, got to say, except whom there is no deity. There is no deity. It means the Quran, Revelation says, I am the speech of the creator of this universe. It means, using your Karim's language, I like it, by the way, the source of existence of the universe. So I am the source of existence of the universe. You can make sense of the existence of everything in this universe only if you attribute it to another source of existence of itself. It may sound a little bit making a philosophy here, but this is a logically consistent sentence for me. I don't know, somebody else may not, but it needs a little bit deliberate thinking about it, so that I will be feeling the presence of the person who offers the plate to me. I will be feeling the presence of the person consciously, deliberately, not accidentally, offers the food to me, although I am holding the gift of the food, but I am in the presence of the presenter, gift giver. So, according to my concept of understanding of the gift giver, according to my understanding, which kind of person he is, just an accidental being, happened to be there and giving the existence, giving the food to me just now, and I will never and ever going to see this man again, or it is the one who sustains the existence of the food continuously, constantly. Then food starts not really completely relinquishing in your mind, but starts losing its value as the point of reference for you, but instead of the food, the presenter comes to your understanding. I am with the presenter of the food, because he is, if depending on my understanding, if I understand that, this one continuously gives existence to the food. Now, if we have this understanding, the one who gives, continuously gives, with no break. Actually, the word continuous is a problematic word from philosophical perspective, but we can use this one constantly.
Why is it problematic?
Constant, continuous means repetitive, right? I'm doing it today, tomorrow again, today after day, tomorrow again. But in our New York discussions, those people who come from New York, they will say this guy keeps repeating himself. We studied this before. But anyways, I'm just using the opportunity to share it with anybody because really, really, it gives meaning to my life. It makes me, I don't know, but I'm sorry, it is a kind of claim that the happiest man in the world never feels lonely. I am always full of presents, gifts, showering on with joy. How can I forget the one who gives all this to me? Constantly, no break. You know, I explained it on several occasions that in geometry, because there was a strange guy, but I don't see him here today. Mathematician. Oh, there's another mathematician. Hey, here you are. Geometry and mathematics cannot think of the content, the grasp of their material dealing with, which extends beyond the existence of the universe. It's a very challenging point, Andrea, very challenging point. You can challenge me as a mathematics professor. So really, she introduced to me yesterday. I've got my tenureship. It means full professor. So, okay. All right, welcome. Because of this, how do you say, excuse me, as a human being, narrow-mindedness. But if you think about it in terms of the universe, limitedness of this secular mind, that's why people talk about how can we make a logic, mathematics from the Quranic perspective. Oh, that's a very lovely question. This question is waiting for the young generation to answer. How can we make a Quranic mathematics, study of mathematics from Quranic perspective? Oh. Now, because of this, when they cannot count within the universe, mathematics says infinite. When they cannot really speak without the boundaries of the created act, it means the plate presented to Karim. So I love this plate, waiting for iftar time. So not the presenter at all. So they cannot have it. They have to think about it. They define line only continuous attached dots. Yeah? The line consists of dots according to geometry. But according to the concept which Quran introduced to us, it's very interesting. Alpha, omega, the beginning and the end, and whatever you see in the form of plate, your plate, food, and physically you don't see the presenter, but deity, again, there, but you cannot explain as a human being, existence of the plate without the presenter means source of existence of the plate. It means huwa al-awwalu. The Quran introduces himself, huwa al-awwalu wal-zahiru wal-batin. He is the beginning. He is the end. He is what you see. He is what behind what you see is the source of the existence of this plate, which is introduced to you, given to you. Physically, you are experiencing it. And questioning that, can the plate be the source of existence of itself? You say plate can give existence to itself. It is logically impossible. So what he says, all of them at the same time, deity, the position of deity, the attribute of deity, you cannot find within the universe. And as the source of existence of the universe, I am the only one who has the quality to be the deity. The deity. That's why the deity is, the pronoun form of the deity is Allah. That's what the Quran says. So that's why constantly, with no break. Why? Because deity means the source of existence. If it is the source of existence, then the source of existence, because the existence is taking place in constantly, the source of existence must be present in the existing world constantly. That's why we can only understand that depending on my perspective, not because of its nature. Depending on my perspective, if I look at the plate of the food presented to me, the beginning of it and the end of it, I will see what? When I see the plate itself, when I see that this plate needs a source of existence, both of them, which angle I look, because I look only from one angle at a time, not two angles at a time. That's why I am not the deity. I don't have the quality to be a deity. So that's why I say, where did I come from? What is my source of existence? Who am I? If anyone doesn't ask who he is or who she is, then I think this talk means nothing for this person. We have to think that who am I? Every time. What am I? Who am I? What I? So the question we have been trying to answer is externalized. Example we gave, food. But let's internalize it. Let's internalize this example. Instead of food, what you can do in order to internalize it, food itself is me. Now, when I started thinking about this, I said we have to be aware of three cons, C-O-N. What does it mean? One of them is conviction. We are trying to understand what conviction is until now. Now we did this conviction, or we studied this conviction that there must be a source of existence which is not within the itself that I am communicating with. Do you understand? The food. So why should I do that? Because I need to connect my existence to a constant being who gives constantly existence to everything that I am having here in this world. Even a molecule of air needs, if I am convinced about it, the second stage is connection. I am connecting myself to the source. I am not connecting myself to the plate. I am connecting myself to the source of existence of the plate. But we will have another third level of, if you like, consciousness, awareness. What is that? Who can guess? I am convinced that this food is given to me. But now I am not externalizing it. So I turned myself into the plate. So my existence is constantly being given to me. So if you see your existence constantly is presented to you, the second stage is really you are connected now. Internet connection is really set up. Now, internet connection is done. You are with the source. Is it enough? Come back to Ömer's simple question, or Ömer and me in our interaction. Now you are connected. So you say, oh no, I am aware now that my house has a builder. Whatever I am using, it is his gift to me. Right? Connected now. When I open the door, I say, okay, the builder, you made it for me. I'm happy with you. Now, but the building is now at this stage, because I don't like externalizing one's belief or explaining his existence by external things is not permanently resident in our own being. So you cannot feel it really. In order to be connected to this source, you have to internalize it. It means my existence. Existence what? My body? Yeah, correct. My feeling? Definitely. My thoughts? Definitely. You cannot create your thoughts. Think about how a thought, anything thought, is produced, presented to you. You cannot control your brain. You cannot give existence to your, whatever the things that you are using here in order to produce thinking or another feeling, another human feeling. You feel compassionate, you feel angry, you feel disappointed, you feel anxiety, a lot of things I feel. They are all given to me. So come internalized understanding of existence and feel the connection between you and the one who gave your existence to you. So connect yourself to him. But to the one, him is not really the problem. You know, you can say, connect yourself to it. The source of existence depends on your definition of he or it, doesn't matter really. So if it is deliberately used, it means it needs consciousness. So in English, they say conscious beings, when they are not known, when they are not mentioned by pronoun, they use he. It means conscious being. Now, for example, in the Western world, I don't know, it is in the Eastern world. So when I was first learning English, the dogs are called it. So let's have a break. I had a funny friend, very funny friend. I love him. His good sense of humor he had. So he came here to learn English, not here, somewhere in the UK. So in the UK. So to learn English the first time, he was taking this elementary course. And he said, he calls me, because I was older than him. He said, Alabi, people here also call Quebec, the dog, as we call it. Do you understand? No, maybe it didn't make sense to you. So, because at that time, the dogs are called or pronounced, or when they use the pronouns instead of the dog itself, they use it. Now they don't use it. They use he or she. The language changed according to their concept of, again, they feel they are with somebody or something. That's why they share their loneliness with that one, and they want that point of sharing the loneliness with a conscious being. They don't want to see it as a piece of wood or piece of stone, a stone. They want it to be a conscious being. That's what they desire. Human beings desire to have being connected to a conscious being. Then I am here, and the one who gave me existence here is aware of my existence. So you don't use in English it anymore. You use he or she, depending on your understanding of gender. Isn't it interesting? It shows that we have to share our loneliness with a conscious being, which is a very essential point for me. For example, unconscious, of course, in and of itself, the wind is unconscious. Now, wind blew into your house, the window was open, blew into your house a plate of food. It is not a conscious being. You don't feel satisfied with it, saying that, oh, wind, thank you very much. I'm very happy that you just satisfied my need now. You don't want to say it. But unless it is consciously, this connection has been established consciously between your consciousness and the consciousness of the presenter, then you feel confident. That's why human beings love communicating with their parents, with their children, with their siblings, whatever. They have these friends, close friends, because they are conscious beings. Now, because of the lack of this conscious, a connection with the lack of conscious being, they have to have a conscious replacement. And the dogs must turn into he or she rather than it. Now, let's come to it's not a criticism only for us. What are we doing? Are we proud of, with my house, with my car, with my, I don't know, status, with my profession? That is the point, that we have to internalize it. Now, if we are convinced that we have a source of existence, which we didn't elaborate here in this session, we took somehow, okay, very shortcut reasoning, saying that, I need an explanation for the existence of the things itself, because they cannot create themselves, they cannot be eternal by themselves, because there is no eternity in the universe. So logically, I understand that there must be something. So I'm convinced about it, as Umar in the example was convinced that this house, the house he's living in, has a builder. So convinced about it. But we need to connect ourselves to it. Okay, connection happened. What do you think we need further? Do we need anything further? I see some heads. You gentlemen, why did you do this? Is nodding the head. You have something, share it with us. Connected?
It's like how you're mentioning earlier with like the connection with the internet, how you touch that.
Yeah.
It's like there might be a connection, but there's no point of that connection if you're not using it.
Perfect. Thank you, very. The third stage is conviction. 3 cons, never forget, and we'll question it when you go home. At the home, do I have these 3 cons present in my life or not? Conviction, yeah, it is easy. I think to believe in God is the easiest thing in the world. And don't listen to those people. Yeah, they are bound to, because they limit themselves. So connection. The third is commitment. Commitment means being always with Him. Being always with Him. And I promise, that's my covenants with you. I'm borrowing the word from the Quranic words, mithaq, covenants with you. Thank you, sir. So we have Q&A session. Okay, as well. Covenants with you that I will never, ever forget you. And I will never, ever ignore you. When I receive the plate, plate represents what? Every single thing in the world. Yeah? But in your own being. In your own being first. So you have to always keep in mind that this is my personal question. Rather than explaining how the tree exists, how the birds, here is the birds represented in this picture, birds fly. Yes, you can think, but you can reflect on the existence of the other objects in order to be satisfied with the explanation of your own existence. Because you live yourself, always. You cannot see, now, for example, I don't see any birds flying, but I never run away from myself. It is with me. Wherever I go, it is with me. I cannot forget. That's why the Quran says, لا تحزن إن الله معنا. So don't worry. The birds may not be there, food may not be there, but the source of existence is always present in my existence. You cannot ignore your existence. Can you? If you are not sleeping. So if I didn't make you sleep here. So you cannot ignore your existence. You can forget the existence of your mother. My mother died away years ago. The first day when I heard that she died, she was taken away from this world, and her spirit was away, and we are left with the body. So what am I going to do with this body? Go on, throw it into the earth. That's it. Yeah. What shall I do with the body? The mother is not there. Body is not my mother, but we don't know. We may think that body is my mother. That's what we have to check. We have to check. We may think that the body of my mother is my mother. We have to check. But we don't communicate with the body. We communicate with the qualities that the motherhood has. So we have to think about it. It doesn't need the deep thinking, but I have to be with the qualities with my mother. It fades away. Not the first day that I felt. It's very, very heavy, by the way. Through my experience, I can tell you, very heavy to experience that your mother, even your mother, dies. So never forget that, my mother died and I will die too. So make it yourself, internalize it. So I don't have the same effect now, for example. Now I mentioned, that's why I remembered a little bit. But it's not the same effect I'm experiencing. But one thing I can never, ever reduce the effect of its presence in my life is my existence. That's why we have to internalize this conviction, connection, and commitment through yourself. Always start from yourself. It is very effective. So you don't identify yourself as belonging to this family, your school, especially your profession, your property. You don't bother about them as far as this subject is concerned. You take care of your responsibility in this world. There's no need to mention about it. But at the same time, we are trying to overcome this very fundamental problem of loneliness. And therefore, as a consequence of feeling lonely, needing socialization. So I don't think not many people are here socializing with animals. Yeah, having a dog, he or she, oh, of course. You understand why he, she, yeah? Well, maybe something else, but you are not really identifying yourself with them, but you are socializing with them because you need socialization as much as you need loneliness. You feel loneliness. So that's you now. You are in the center of the world now. So we can come here. Commitment is, as this friend, our friend said, if you are not continuously using the internet, you are not aware of the existence of the internet, although you are connected to the internet. So you have to be consciously using it so that your commitment with the internet will be, the covenant will be kept with the language of the Quran. Quran says, you know, you have to keep your covenant with me. Yeah, that is called in certain literatures alest. Alest means Sufi literature. They use it. Alest means the Creator said, hey, am I not the one who gave existence to you, or do you have anything else? Come on, think about it. Alastu bi rabbikum? The Quranic language, with the, titling it with Sufi language, in the literature, they use it mostly. Traditional scholars don't use it because of their allergy to certain language, literature. So this is an historical conflict. Forget about it. It doesn't really bother us anymore. So the Quran says, am I not your owner? But you, yeah? He's talking about your owner, yourself. And you have the ability, you have been given the ability, as the speech of the creator of this universe, God says, I have given the ability to say, yes, sure. Use this ability to explain yourself now. Make your existence meaningful to yourself. This is how the covenant must be kept. This keeping the covenant is presented here in my speech here as under the title of commitment. If you don't commit, your connection does not much have effect on you. That's what I understand. You have to commit. Never forget. Within your own existence. How? What you are seeing now. Due to what? You are hearing now. Due to what? You are thinking now. Due to what? What? How? How come that you think? How come that you see? Well, these are all given to you continuously, constantly. There is no real reason that I can attribute this constant existence of every single being or every single element in my existence to anything within the universe but the source of the existence of the universe. Here we come. It's beautiful. He is ever living. The self-subsisting is not transient. He is not a temporary being. Cannot be. Yeah. Everything is the existence of everything is subsisted by his giving subsistence. Otherwise, you cannot guarantee your next moment in the existence. You cannot. I think I have to mention this very limited time, 15 minutes left.
15 minutes including question and answers.
But I think no one has the question. They are all satisfied. They are very satisfied, you know. So, I missed the point now. If, now I understand, I remember, if we think existence is now and it carries on by itself as this projector, yeah? Projector, we think that the projector is projecting in the, in the program that you loaded the program, that it should continuously, but this is not constantly. Huh? This is the continuously, according to the, I think, I don't know the technical side of it, but frequency of the electrical on and off, on and off, on and off, right? Because the production of the electric is what? Magnetic on 1, magnetic enough, 0, and the continuous development of this energy is coming out. So, I don't know the technical side, but it is not constant, but continuous. So we think it is here, there, but if the power is off, can it show it? Can the projector show? No, the power is off. No, don't turn it off. It may take another time. Does it show? Yes or no? No. It means every moment is power is supplied. That's why it shows as if continuously to us. If the power is off, if the source of existence of this universe, including myself, says, that's it, I will universe to exist and I don't will it anymore. I am a conscious being. What does it mean? It is a constantly reflection, result of the will of the conscious creator of the universe. Constantly I am in the presence of the source of my existence. Constantly. But this is a gift because he willed it to be. Otherwise, I cannot. That means qayyum for my life. I am subsisted by his gift. Right? So, he is aware, he is active. Of course, if he is not active, don't say it, he is alive, not dead. It is for human beings. You know, the source of existence must be absolute. So, absolute high, absolute, self-subsisting. It means I have to think about myself. For example, 1 minute or yesterday, I was blessed with existence. Today, I am again blessed with existence. Oh, always He's with me. I am always with His blessings, isn't it? Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the existence of anything, or the projector cannot really give light if there is no power. There is no source of light there. So, cut off the source of light, you will see what will happen. It cannot do anything like me. If my existence is not given to me now, I cannot really exist. It means I am constantly presented a gift of existence, or the existence of my abilities, existence of my physical and non-physical aspect of me, human side of me, constantly. It is very important to understand this consistency. Otherwise, we say, okay, Allah created me. You know, in the description of the Quran, it says human beings are so ungrateful. So he says, yes, Omer, I remembered your example. Yes, the builder has made the house, but it didn't make the windows perfectly working. So, but it is given to you constantly. So that is house is what now? From one aspect, the universe is the house, home, but in the real aspect, the house, the home is my own being. That's why internalizing is very important. Not externalizing it. Explaining the existence, the necessary things for the existence of the tree out there is just a temporary means to convince myself to go beyond, to pass beyond the stage one. Yeah, conviction. But afterwards, what am I going to do with it? Umar was very much convinced that the universe has a creator. Yeah, this house has a builder. It means nothing, Umar. The builder will not be aware of this at all. Not because he is a human being. As an example, because you forget about it after saying that I believe in God. Okay? Forget about it. So saying that I'm having problems and all sort of feelings not satisfied, expectations are not satisfied, because human beings can never get satisfaction except if he's connected to the Creator or he dies. When we die, we get satisfaction. Now, again, the consequence of it, of course, no slumber, no sleep, because the universe is there, out there. Don't think of this, he, because this is he. He's always he, right? He means unknown, isn't it? A pronoun refers to something, but he. But now, in your own existence, right now, you see that I exist now, right? My source of existence is not really sleeping or slumbering. But my existence is the witness. So don't think of unimaginable as within your imagination. Do you get this? So God doesn't sleep. Yeah. No. Look at the universe. It exists. That's it. It exists. It means the source of existence of my being doesn't sleep. Definitely. It's a general conclusion now. It is very important to notice this in Arabic, ma. It means to him belongs, ma means whatever in the heavens and whatever is on earth. Not, sometimes he uses this, the Quran uses this expression, the heavens and earth belong to him. But in this particular description of the Creator himself, uses the heaven and the earth. Does this half an hour you told me that I am left with half an hour. Yeah. so, so include the 20 minutes?
Include 20 minutes.
Come on, it is impossible. So here, let's study this one last. ماذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه? Who is there that could intercede with him unless it be by his leave? Now, the big problem is intercession. Who is going to intercede? I'm not qualifying what I mean by that. Who's the intercession belongs to whom? Intercession is, you understand? You apply for a place, for see the age, higher position, or let's say you are a doctor's student, you know, to become a doctor, accepted admission to a doctorate program. Somebody will intercede you. Something will intercede you now in America. What in this world, actually, not only in America. What intercede you? Your resume. Yeah? Your resume intercede you, shows you who you are. So they look at the resume, oh, this guy must be, although they don't know you. So the resume is interceding. So in religious sense, if you like, I don't like speaking in religious terms, but let's say in religious sense, if someone asks you, who is going to intercede with you, the common answer is, come on, some of them make a mistake.
Messenger.
Messenger of God. Yeah? Our messenger. Oh, you missed the 1 point, man. Our messenger is going to intercede us. Right? Oh. Previous verses, remember the previous verse? Previous pieces of the verse, actually, not independent verses. Every single thing, whatever exists in this world, belongs to him. It means you cannot explain whatever exists in this world without attributing it to its source of existence, who is the owner of everything, including yourself. Right? And unless it gives the permission, nothing can intercede you. Or, no, you know, our prophet is given the authority to intercede. But I'm sorry, I haven't seen it. I don't know. That's what they tell me, but it is not convincing me. It is not connecting me. And I have nothing to do with commitment anymore because there is no conviction and there is no connection. Because I don't know. But how can I make sure that this is, this verse, this piece of verse says, intercede with him. Who is that? What is interceding now? Let's make it real and short. Because of the short. I respect your time. And of course, you have to keep the time. You are responsible for it. My responsibility is to disobey. We have these responsibilities together. So you are hungry, right? Somebody else, even who will go to speak, who's hungry. Yeah, you need something. You need admission to the doctorate program. So you need food now. Yeah? The same thing, isn't it? Who is going to intercede you? You are hungry? Come on, tell me. Come on, man. You are the food dealer. I am hungry. Who is going to intercede in order to satisfy my hunger? Food. Yeah, it was famous in once upon a time. We didn't say. We used to live with friends together. We said, we don't say food, not the F-O-O-D to make sure understood. Now, food is going to intercede. How? By his leave. Who's he? The one who gives existence to the food. if he doesn't give existence to the food, food cannot intercede you. Food cannot satisfy. Only with his leave. So I need air now. Close my mouth and my nose. I need air. I need air. I'm suffocating. Air interceded between me and my need, with the permission of the creator of the air. Who is the intercede? Now, who is going to intercede you now between you and your creator? With his permission, everything. Intercession, everything. You need gravity to walk, otherwise you cannot walk. Yeah? You know that even you cannot split. Yeah? If there is no gravity, it doesn't go. It sticks. It doesn't fall. You know that. So you need somebody to clear it. Gravity. Gravity is interceding between you and your need. This is this is happening only with the permission, with the leave of the creator of you. So he is employing everything for you in order to intercede between you and your needs. That is due to the will of your creator. He is continuously accepting intercession of the things. If only you don't say that food is satisfying me independently with his will, with his leave, independent from his leave, from his permission. Do you get this point? Intercession. We are always with the intercessors. If you don't get it, this is the message of the prophet. And this prophet said, look, I taught you this. Yeah, you received this, and you still say that I am going to intercede. Sorry, sir, I am dead. Do you understand this? The message makes it alive. The message says this. Oh yeah, here it is. وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض. That's why this is the verse of the kursi. What is that kursi? So far, it must become very easy for any of you. I think you are all smarter than me. I am an old guy forgetting everything. I go to one room to bring something, and then I go there. Why did I come here? So you remember now, the throne is what? Let me call this one with the language of the Quran. The hand of the person who presented to you the plate. It's there. So when the plate comes to you as an intercessor comes to you, gives to you, you have to see what? The will, the power, the knowledge, the mercy of the one who is giving the permission to the food to satisfy you. Now you can see the food is the throne where the owner of the universe is sitting. It is there. His hand is there. Yadullahi fawqa aydihim. It is always there. Do you understand now? When you say kursi, what do you understand now? Excuse me, sir. Oh no. Who is brave enough to answer? Yes or no? Do you feel that yourself is a kursi of the owner of the universe, where he is present with his all qualities in your existence?
Yes.
You are the kursi. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum. any urgent question, any bursting, the burning comment, you are free with the permission to the concession of organizer. Yeah.
Can you go over like the last line?
So last point. Now, kursi means, kursi what?
Oh no, not the last point. Like after. That's not the throne. Yeah.
Yeah, the last point.
The last point was kursi.
No.
You.
No,
Sorry,
like
the next
like
verse.
the next
part of the verse.
I see.
But
This one.
yeah.
ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء. These are really, thank you very much. It's a good question, but really, what is your profession, by the way, if you don't mind?
I'm just an undergraduate student.
Undergraduate, no profession? Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
What are you intending to study, to learn, or to specific, your major?
Biology.
Biology. Now, do you know that so far in your study, the sequences of your study, you are learning stage by stage, right? And do you know that people are discovering stage by stage from where? By using what? Animal beings, eh? Animal beings. The animals, whether, either animal or plant. So they are learning stage by stage. Do you think that people had the knowledge 500 years ago, they had the knowledge now?
No.
No. What is going on here? The disclosing, stage by stage. Who is disclosing it? Do we get any new information which did not exist within the universe?
No.
But we didn't know. We didn't know 500 years ago that the cells are working in this way, but we know now. But we became aware of what is already existing within the universe. This says only the Creator reveals His knowledge, endless knowledge, stage by stage, to those people who seek, who investigate. He finds out with what the knowledge we are learning every day and increasing our knowledge in the everyday. With what is the source of this knowledge? What is the source of this knowledge that we are discovering in the creation? The one who created the universe and manifested His knowledge in it. We are discovering stage by stage, right? So nothing new, nothing is happening that did not exist within the universe even the beginning. It was there. It was there. But we are discovering it stage by stage with the permission of the one who is the source of knowledge. Got it? Now, thank you very much. I think we are really over time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Inshallah, never forget the last stage, commitment, and never externalize your belief in God. With yourself, always. Never. Internalization, see your belief as it is manifesting within your own existence, within the existence of your own feelings. That is the only way to get rid of this meaningless, false concept of loneliness.